Alright, the Executioner here. We have ourselves a large giant. Oh, let's see here, what else? Supposed to be a CR6, because I tend to forget this stuff. I want to get that out of the way first. And we have a 17 armor class from Splint Armor, and 11 D10 hit dice with 20 strength, 11 dex, 18 constitution, 8 intelligence, 14 wisdom, and 7 charisma. After that, we have nothing else going on for the base information, and we actually have nothing really to worry about in the skills area either. All the Executioner has is a couple skills in athletics and medicine for some reason, and we can move right down into the actions and reactions. Alright, so let's take a look at our actions for the Executioner here. We have a multi-attack of 2 Great Axe attacks, plus 3 attacks going on. And before I forget anything else, let's take a look at that bonus to hit of plus 8. And then we can say a Great Axe of, so that's 2d12, plus the strength bonus of plus 5 for a total of 18. Now we have the Headbutt. And the Headbutt is also plus 8 to hit, with 2d4 plus 5, and that will give us 10 damage there, which is accurate. And then we have the Headbutt that could stun. And then finally we also have Execute. And let's read this one through. One incapacitated, grappled, or willing creature will be hit for 2d12, plus an additional 10d6 slashing damage. So let's put this all together. So we have our Great Axe attack for number 1, which is up at the top there for attack number 1 for 18 points of damage output. And then we have the Headbutt, which will be 10 points of damage there. And then the attack number 3 being the Execute was simply 18 again plus the 35 for a total of 53 points of damage. So it's understandable why we would want to try and get an Execute in, but you would first need to either have a target incapacitated, grappled, or willing to be executed. So let's take a look at the multi-attack here. And that is simply our Great Axe times 2 for a total of 36 points of damage. And on top of that, now that we're done with our actions here, we also have the reactions. And that's an easy one, that's parry. And parry is down here in the P section and will give us a +1 effective AC bonus because they can use their proficiency bonus to add to its armor class for 1 melee attack. If this causes the attack to miss, the Executioner makes a headbutt against the attacking creature. Now that's fascinating. We have some extra rider information here for the parry. And we are expecting that to happen. So we have our reaction set and we also have a rider I almost overlooked. So let's take a look at what we can do every round of combat before we even attempt to use the Execute. So we would then do our multi-attacks of the 36, and we would also probably get the headbutt as well from the parry. We're going to obviously want to take this into account for the monster getting the best conditions here, and we're going to add this in for every round of combat. So then rounds 2, 3, will also be the same as round 1, just to see what we get so far. And right off, we're seeing a CR7, and this is if the parry happens and the parry is effective every time. Since it's there, and it's something we can do for a reaction, I would definitely say, yeah, use the parry and make sure that, the monster is getting the AC bonus. So let's see what happens if we get rid of all the headbutts here. So we'll go back to number 1 here, and we will just do the multi-attack. Now we have a CR6. So right off the bat, if the Executioner doesn't execute and doesn't parry, we have a baseline CR6. Okay, that's good, but that's not great because we have so many other features here available. Now let's see what happens if we attempt to do a grapple on round 1 and then do an Execute, and then we'll just do a regular multi-attack with the headbutt as well. So round 1 will just be a grapple, and we're going to say nothing for, or 0 for that one, because the turn 1 is just going to be that. Then, for round 2, we would have the execution damage. And then for round 3, we're going to come in with the multi-attack plus a headbutt for the parry. And it's possible that we could even get the headbutt damage on rounds 2 and 1 as well. But let's take a look what we have here so far. Alright, so we have a CR6 if we don't parry on rounds 1 and 2. But what happens if we add in the headbutt for there as well? So let's go ahead and put the headbutt in for round 1, also grappling, and then we get the execution plus a headbutt. And we're still getting a CR6. So there's a small case here where our monster isn't a CR6. We have other options here to do with this executioner and possibly still keep it at the CR6 like we just saw.